guys.
All right, I have with me, him, Anish. And Anish, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Happy it's Friday. How about you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Happy to have a Friday. And as we go about this discussion, I think a lot of goosebumps are going in my stomach at the
Yeah,
moment. Like, early
yeah.
match tomorrow. So let's look at the fixtures and then let's talk about it. And I'm sure the fans would be interested as well to hear our viewpoints. And obviously, you can comment on this podcast as well as you can go to Twitter and tag us and comment as well, which we'll talk about in the end. However, let's come to the main agenda. Yes, this is the main agenda we have, which is what's gonna happen tomorrow? Let's start with the Spurs versus United.
Uh, it's tricky because if we see Spurs, as we were telling in the last podcast, as I was telling in the last podcast, Spurs have been having a roller coaster season so far. So like you can't predict if they're gonna win a match, if they're gonna not win a match, but and especially for them, they have a hard opponent tomorrow, Manchester United, who have been in a four unbeaten match run. So, and
But
also with Ruben Amorim winning the manager of the award, manager of the month award. Then you have Brian Mboma with the player of the month award. So I feel like United have a lot of confidence in them. Now that
Mhm.
you know but coming back to the point, I feel like this is gonna end in a draw.
Wow. I mean, these teams, we rarely talk about a draw. And in fact, that was one of the reasons why I think Ruben Emram was very, very proud of the achievement of United against Nottingham Forest, that they were able to draw the match. Because I think, and this is where I wanted to, before I answer to that draw thing, I want to go back to your initial point about the Tottenham. Whatever you just talked about Tottenham, like they are inconsistent. You don't know what kind of team will turn up because last
Yeah,
Saturday or Sunday they lost, and then in the
yeah,
midweek they won. And I feel like I can talk the same thing about United as well. Like I have no
yeah,
idea what will turn up tomorrow
yeah. But I
against.
mean, see, if we can rely more on United, I'm not being biased or anything, but we can rely more on United based on their form because they have that before, they drew against Nottingham Forest.
Uh huh.
Uh Before they drew against Nottingham Forest last
You want to
week,
mute that?
they had a 3 win run. So like I think they have a little bit more confidence compared to Tottenham. So
Mm, 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 mm.
I feel like we I know based on last season, they had really roller coaster run. One of the best watching roller coaster
Oh, the
win
5-4 game.
season.
The 5-4 game. Remember against
Yeah,
Leon?
against Leon, that was
Oh
amazing.
my
But
goodness.
coming back to point, I feel like just United have a little bit more confidence, than Spurs based on their run, and logically, how they've played and the wins they've had.
And just to add to that, Spurs is going through a very, very rough home form. A very rough home form. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
interestingly, they are losing more matches at home than away.
yeah. So
So,
hopefully they can. I'm being biased now. Hopefully Spurs continue their home run loss tomorrow also. But my
true.
final prediction is gonna be 2-2.
Okay, so do comment what your prediction will be if you do view this podcast. We did get some 7 views last time, and we absolutely have no problem in saying that. I think we look forward to you joining, hearing, as well as participating. So I'll put a link down there if you wish to participate in the podcast. But yeah, I think my prediction, and I'm keeping a note of it, is not a 2-2 draw, but I feel like it's somewhere in my heart. I'm feeling like as if Spurs will win it. It's their home match, it's their home turf, the pressure
Wow.
of the fans. I think it's gonna be
Wow.
another pressure cooker international weekend for international weekend for Ruben Amrim, where again people will for 2 weeks keep talking about whether he's the right fit for the job or not.
Hmm. Well, let's see tomorrow morning. We have to wake up at 7 o'clock tomorrow.
But question to you: do you still think Ruben Amrim is the right? Like, here is my question, and this is something we had to discuss yesterday, but we could not discuss it. Do you feel that Thomas Frank is the right fit for? Is he that great a manager that he can manage an elite club like uh, Tottenham?
Oh, my opinion that he is the right fit. I think he knows what to do, but like first of all, what you need in a club is you need to connect. You need to create a relationship with your players, which is I think one of the biggest problem he has. Like as we all saw last match when they lost against Chelsea 1-0. We and then I think Spencer was when Thomas Frank he was going it's Thomas Frank, right?
Yeah, Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank, he was going on the pitch and he was telling something to Spencer, he got a little bit frustrated, and I think the first priority when coming to a team is building a relationship with your players, which I think he's struggling on. So like and if you can't build a good relationship with your players, then uh, you have a less expected opportunity, to lose games. That's my opinion. I've always seen, that
That's a great point.
the
I don't
less
think
you build
any of the
relationship with your players, the less chances, you have to actually build up on a game and become more confident and win it.
Hey, you just gave me a nice caption for the YouTube video. If we are discussing tomorrow and Tottenham loses, if is he
Yeah,
having that relationship? So thank you for that.
yeah.
All right. Enough said about the Spurs Manchester United. Let's come to Everton versus Fulham. Do you think Fulham is in a relegation battle? Let's see what their
Um,
standing is at the moment.
at Fulham right now, I'm seeing they're at 15th position with 11 points. So like I mean, I know they're 4 points above, relegation, but as we all know, if clubs even lose 3 games, it's then you start to get a feeling in your head that they could, you have that worry in your head that you're gonna drop down to relegation. But I
Right.
think, I mean, they won against Wolves. I mean, which we all know is an easy team to beat. They won 3-0 against them. The last weekend they lost against Newcastle, but I
No, they
think
actually
we all
won,
know
I think.
Newcastle.
Fulham won against. No, Fulham win,
No, they
lose,
lost
lose.
against Newcastle 2-1.
No, they won. Win. It's a last one is a win. Fulham.
No,
I.
Fulham won against Wolves, but not Newcastle.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Fulham won against Wolves, but lost new 2-1 against New.
against Newcastle. Yeah.
That's
So
true.
and then the before weekend, I think what was their match before weekend?
It was a loss, 1-0 loss against Arsenal.
So like they've had Fulham tough fixtures, which I think they need to better handle, based on how I've seen them play. But I think, I mean, with a 3-0 win against Wolves, they maybe have a little bit confidence. And but with a team like Everton, who have Jack Grealish, I was all they have Jack Grealish. Let's say Everton, they have Jack Grealish, but like I don't know why, but I feel like now that they have Jack Grealish, they need a good striker. I was reading many news articles that Jack Grealish, he's delivering crosses, but nobody is able to finish them. That's their problem. So I feel like both teams have their own problems,
Problems.
but
Yeah. I haven't
I
watched
think
Fulham
the minor,
enough. Sorry, go ahead.
huh?
No, I was saying
What?
I don't think I have watched Fulham enough. I absolutely agree with you with Everton that goal scoring is their problem. I don't think I've watched Fulham enough. I feel like do they have a good quality squad? I don't know.
I mean,
Plus, I always have my doubts on Marco Silva because I feel like, yes, a couple of seasons here and there he does well, but given his
Yeah,
past with Everton as well as clubs like Watford, I just feel that
yeah,
he is good manager, but not
yeah.
a very consistent manager.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as you're saying that, do they have a fit enough squad? They
Right.
have players like, Raul Jimenez, then you have Adam Traore, who's like, really, really fast player.
Right,
Uh,
right,
I think, we all saw in Wolves and he's doing a little bit in Fulham now. And then they have like Rodrigo Muniz, who's
right.
also pretty good. I feel like they have the players, but they're not using the potential they have within themselves. It's just like with Liverpool, like now they have those two wins in a row, but those four losses they had in a four
Yep.
losses, right?
Yep.
Four Premier League losses they had in a row. They have, at the beginning of the season, we all thought Liverpool would easily run away with the title. Me and
Oh,
you were discussing
100%.
about that only.
Yep.
But did they? No, they won 5 games in a row by like, I would say, luck, because like
Luck.
they won against 1-0. Arsenal lost in a
Yep.
free kick. So I feel like Fulham, they have the potential to grow and to become a better club, but they're not using, their players.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah,
What's your
yeah.
opinion?
Again, I haven't watched their matches enough, but I do know, and this is where I rate more than the players. I mean, even if you have average players, I feel like if you have a very good coach, he can make the best out of the average players also. And
Yeah.
this is where I feel that Marco Silva is the main problem. I think if Fulham had someone else, and I'm not saying they should fire Marco Silva, because
Mm.
one thing that, and this is where I think tomorrow's match is where I'm very much looking forward to watching them, is both Everton and Fulham, 14 versus 15,
Yeah.
close to relegation. So whoever loses, I think I'm gonna put my bets more on that club fighting, at if not getting
Yeah.
relegated, fighting for the relegation. And this is the
But you,
beauty. Sorry.
yeah, what this is a beauty.
And this is the beauty that I'm seeing about this season, that it's like a FIFA game, right? Where you have
Yeah.
some simulation modes where you start like 2-0 down and now you start the
Yeah.
match. This is how
Yeah.
it is, like Sunderland, all the newly promoted clubs. And we'll talk next about
Yeah.
West Ham and Burnley as well. But I feel like all the newly promoted clubs have got some head start, whether it's Leeds,
Yeah.
Sunderland, or Burnley. And now they say, okay, show us that you can actually, survive and get ahead of us.
Yeah. But do you think it's maybe too early in the season to call that, do you think it's like
Oh yeah,
too
it's too
early in the
early.
season?
I agree with you. I agree with you that it's too early. But then again, going back to the point that where in the previous seasons the teams which have got promoted would typically just stay down,
Yeah.
not win matches, and easily
Yeah.
get
Like
relegated
Ipswich,
back.
you had what? Ipswich, Leicester. What
Exactly.
was the other team? Ipswich,
Ipswich,
Leicester.
Leicester. I don't know. I can't recall even that they played any game
Yeah.
well or not. So that's the thing, that we don't even
Yeah.
we didn't even see them fighting this time. At least we are counting Leeds that they are fighting. We are counting
Yeah.
Burnley that okay, they are trying to fight. And Sunderland, oh my goodness.
We,
And that's where I
they
want
just
to, let's skip West Ham. We'll come back to, or we have actually already talked a lot about West Ham, the relegation. So
honor.
probably
Yeah.
West Ham and Burnley will, I think, for one of the clubs, if Burnley wins tomorrow, I am thinking that they may survive. They may survive. So
Yeah.
Burnley may survive if they win tomorrow. But, and West Ham will surely be in big trouble if they lose tomorrow.
Definitely. I mean, they got that three. Then they would probably call that 3-1 as a lucky win against Newcastle
I
last
agree.
weekend.
I agree with you.
Because if they can
Yes.
win against Newcastle, which is a really big team, although they don't have a really good start, but they still, they're in the Champions League, then I feel like that was just a lucky win.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Yes. So
Yeah.
That's why I'm very excited to watch West Ham Burnley as well. Let's come
Yeah.
to Sunderland Arsenal. Can Sunderland at
The
their home
biggest, the biggest game ever. I think that's the biggest game that Sunderland are gonna have all season. That
against
can
the
a
number one?
can a newly promoted team win against the number one team in the current league right now?
I agree with you that Arsenal so far has not been challenged. So, and this was very interesting when I was going through the matches that Arsenal has played against. Just take a look at that. Let's go to Arsenal here, right? Who have they played against so far? Let's take a look at that. They have played against Burnley, who are 17th,
Yeah,
Crystal Palace, who are ninth. Okay, still slightly competitive. Fulham, who are
yeah,
15th, West Ham, who are 18th, Newcastle,
yeah,
13th. Okay, Man City, you can say it was number two, but they drew it. They couldn't win them.
yeah,
Nottingham Forest, 19th.
yeah.
And Liverpool again,
Ar-
they were, yeah, Liverpool, they are third and they lost against them. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that, and then Leeds, they won at 16, that they've been able to win their easy matches, which again, in Premier League, there are no easy matches. So kudos to them
Yeah,
that they won the matches they were expected to win. And as a champion, that's what you are expected to do. But
yeah.
the tough matches are
Are
still there
yet
and
to come.
are
They're
yet to
yet to
come. Or
come.
Sunderland, I would consider it as one of the tough matches playing at Stadium of Light.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
But maybe
I
they have some home fan encouragement that they can, get more confidence, and determined, that we have to win, or at least we have to draw this game. We're not gonna let Arsenal continue their winning streak.
yeah, I think Sunderland. You're right that at home, I think they're now playing for the pride that we are doing well, and let's give it a shot,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Let me ask you this thing: is Sunderland going to be relegated this season?
See, I think I for now no, but like as we all have seen for the past 3-4 seasons, anything can happen. And I was also looking at the Premier League table, that seven positions, no, seven, no. If we see Man City 19, 18, 18, and 18 points Sunderland has, then you have Bournemouth 18, you have Tottenham 17, 17, 17. Like the gap is so close, that if one team draws or like loses and another team wins, you could drop down like really low.
That's a
So
good point. I didn't realize that 18 points and just one win can take Aston Villa to 18 points. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, like such a close gap that you can't even afford to get one loss.
Hmm.
So coming back to the question, I think based on their form so far, no, but it's too early in the season.
Too early.
Just
Yeah,
say.
yeah. But then if you think about, uh, do you think the question really comes is that if you look at the bottom three teams, right, 7 points and they have 18. Do you see any of these three teams, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, or Wolves,
I
able to?
f- I feel like Nottingham Forest still have a little bit of chance, to come back, because based on their performance against United, they were pretty good in the second half. All I mean, except the fact that they didn't defend their corner properly, which conceded the first goal,
Mhm,
to
mhm.
United. But which is a thing that they have to work on, how to defend corners. Because if you
Yep.
see a coincidence thing that happened against United, they were awarded, a corner that shouldn't
That was
have
some.
been there according to news sources. Then 1 week ago against Bournemouth, they also conceded a corner, or a goal from a corner, which shouldn't have been given.
That was the week before United game, actually. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you're
So
right.
like
You're right. And
I
this
feel
is where
like
I
but
feel. Sorry, go ahead.
but this is like, I feel like, Nottingham Forest, they still have a chance to get out of relegation zone, and try to just survive for, like I'm probably thinking, 14th or 15th position.
Mm, mm,
for
mm.
now. But I think they still have that spirit in them, to get out of
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
relegation zone.
I think if I go back to this table, right, you're absolutely right that anything which is, I think if Everton wins tomorrow, there is a clear gap between with Fulham. They will be on
Yeah,
15 points. There will be some gap, some breathing space.
yeah,
Brentford, if they lose, they are on 13 points. So obviously,
yeah,
they are in trouble. But and that is where I think this weekend fixtures will tell us a lot about the relegation picture. Will tell us a lot about the title picture. If Sunderland somehow
yeah,
beats Arsenal or even draws Arsenal, I think we still have a title race, a good title race
yeah,
at hand.
yeah.
A good
And if
title race.
United can win tomorrow also, then that'll be a huge title.
That will be a
That's like
huge.
if yeah, I think that
Then
would be
it will
a
be
major,
20 points,
huge
right? United will be 20 points then, right?
19. No, yeah, 20. I think 20.
20.
Yeah, 20.
And then
Yeah.
Arsenal, if they lose
Draw. It'll
tomorrow,
be 6 points difference.
6 points. Okay, good, good, good. All right. So, yeah, I mean, and then finally, I want to talk about City versus Liverpool.
The biggest old rivalry.
Well, it's not
I
the
think,
old rivalry. I think the old rivalry is
I mean,
Liverpool and
yeah, yeah, not
United.
old. Yeah,
This
not
is the
old. But
latest, I would say, this is the modern rivalry.
yeah. Because
Post Sir.
I was saying how Pep Guardiola, he was, crying how he misses, Jurgen, he misses Klopp,
Jurgen Klopp, yeah.
that they had a good, really good
Oh, you saw
relationship
that
with each
interview, is
other.
it? You watched that
Yeah,
interview? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I
But I
mean,
think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be 1-1. Based on their form, I think it's gonna be 1-1.
shall I?
And I bet Erling Haaland is gonna get the first goal.
Okay, I'm taking note of that. Erling Haaland first goal. All right. I think Liverpool will nick it. Liverpool will win it because the kind of way in which City plays, where they try to play a high possession game against the opponents, not let them have the ball. Liverpool will not
Yeah.
let them do that.
Yeah, you
Liverpool
could take that. Yeah.
Liverpool will have good possession. So the question then is that with less possession, how will they pass the ball to Haaland? Unless it's like a nick it. I think if you're right. So what was your prediction? 1-0,
1-1.
1-1. I think
Like
it
I
will.
know, I feel like when we don't think City is gonna, get a goal, they get a goal somehow at any point at any stage during the game, they gets one goal somehow.
That's because Haaland. If
Yeah,
Haaland
yeah. That's how it's
gets. Yeah. And I feel like against a quality defense player like Van Dijk, who is so well
Hmm.
experienced and who. See, the other problem with Haaland is that he overpowers the defenders. He is so super strong
Hmm.
and physically
Yeah,
suitable for the Premier League. So
yeah.
I think Van Dijk is somebody who is, I would rate him as the top and top of the defenders currently we have in English Premier League. So
But
I
do you think he's getting a little too old? I mean,
yes, but I think he still has that smartness to not
hmm,
let a player like Haaland overpower
yeah.
him.
Yeah, I mean, he is, as you're saying, he is very experienced, especially. But what? When did Holland join City? 2022
Yeah,
or
something of
3?
that sort. Yeah, 2 or 3.
I
Yeah.
think he is a very experienced defender, and he knows Holland's tactics very good. So I think I
Exactly.
agree with your point. I think
So
yeah.
I think he will be tamed, but here is my, and I know I'm going two sides and not with a real prediction. I think either City will nick it, and you may be right, 1-1. But if I have to put my money bet on it, I would say Liverpool will beat City tomorrow.
Okay, but how much? How much? What the score?
I think it will be, if they nick it, if City nicks it, then it will be 1-0 or 1-1. But I think Liverpool might just win it tomorrow 3-0
3-0. Okay.
or 3-1. I think
Okay.
Man City is very much a Haaland team, like way
Mm.
Guardiola used to call. That's why they say that karma comes back to you. So whatever Guardiola used to say about Tottenham, that they're a Harry Kane team, somebody should be asking him that question that, hey,
Yeah.
aren't you guys a Haaland team now?
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
think, yeah, but it's interesting that I think you said 1-1, and I'm saying it's gonna be 3-0, 1-3 or 0-3. But
Yep.
let's see. So
Yep.
that's, I think, about it for our discussion on the matches for tomorrow. Uh, how do you like
United for
it?
the win.
I mean, but let's see, and it's gonna be fun tomorrow. Thank you so much. And if you like
Thank
it, do
you.
subscribe. And if you want to join, fill up the form and we will get back to you. Thank you. Have fun,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.